Hello everyone. In this video, I'll guide you through all the key features and functionalities available in the vendor management dashboard. Let's just start it. So now I'm going to show you how to add your own vendor. First of all, you can click on the blue button which says add a vendor, which will allow you to input new vendor details into the system. Here, you have to put some of details from your vendor, such as vendor name, their official website, and what kind of service that they provide. You also have to put contact for the vendor or link for support to contact. In this case, I'll use Microsoft 365, for example. After that, you have to upload your signed contract with the vendor and put the expiration date for the vendor. Next, you have to put some information for the internal details, such as which department that manage this vendor, the contract owner, or people who are responsible for this vendor, and what type of data that this vendor stores or have access to. After that, you put some summary on the right side, where you choose the status of this vendor, the risk, and the impact level for this vendor based on your risk appetite. After that, you can click the Add Vendor button, and now you already have your vendor. Next thing to do is to assess your vendor risk. So you can click on the vendor that you want to assess and click on the Vendor Risk Assessment button. Here, you will have some options that you can do to assess your vendor. First, if you have done the assessment for a vendor, you can just upload the risk assessment by clicking the green button, where you have to upload the risk assessment questionnaire that you have done and the independent security assurance or certificate that the vendor has. Moving on, if you haven't done any risk assessment for your vendor and you wanted to do it manually, just click on the Add Vendor Risk Assessment button to assess your vendor risk by your own. Here, you must answer several questions regarding your vendor, like is your vendor is a cloud service provider? Do they have security assurance or certificate? And you have to upload their security assurance or certificate. And you also have to consider whether the vendor has met your acceptable risk appetite for security measure. If yes, you have to give them score for the residual risk for the vendor and the rationale behind it. And if no, you have to describe the risk treatment plan that you are going to pursue. Who is responsible to do it, and when is the deadline for doing it? And lastly, you have to give the residual risk rating for the vendor and the rationale behind it. And based on the assessment that you have done, it will automatically generate a report. It is all good until you have a lot of vendors, right? And you have to do it by your own. So that is why we will hop on into the next feature, which is generate assessment with the help of AI. So what you need to do is just to click on the button and wait for about a minute. And after that, we already have the assessment for a vendor with the help of AI. Remember, you still need to review the assessment that the AI has been done and make sure it is aligned with your risk appetite. And lastly, you have to rate the risk of the vendor and give the rationale behind it. After that, you can just submit your answer and the system will automatically generate a vendor risk assessment report. And if you're no longer using the vendor, you can just delete it by clicking delete vendor, and it will automatically put your vendor into archive vendors, where you can see the list of the vendor that are no longer available. And if you want to use it again, just click the restore button and it will come up again into our main table. And I think that's all for the vendor management. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next video.